trying to balance the idea. There's this reality show that we may be doing, and the reality show to me is to educate people on the differences of who and what they are, the differences between mind and heart, the differences between material and substance. But they have to come into a balance. The reason I've never used these abilities to become wealthy is because I could never ever truly put money before an individual or before myself. You know, it's like, okay, you could be miserable with money or you could be miserable without money. It's better to be miserable with money than without money. But as far as who you are and the journey that you're taking on, if you're thinking from your heart more, then you're dealing with more substance. So you go deeper into how you execute technique, how you work, and what you're doing, as opposed to just dealing with the material, which just comes to hitting the body, you know, giving somebody a black eye, or causing some real aggressive, violent damage to them. Eventually, it starts to move beyond that. So personally, what I've always been wrestling with all of my life has been the idea of which road or path do you travel? You know, do you travel a path that deals more on the material level? Or do you travel a path that's more on the substance level? You know, deeper into who and what you are. Now, some people may call that spirituality, but I honestly don't know what spirit is. We call spirit, and every time we claim what spirit is, we attach it to a religious belief. But I believe that spirit, soul, energy, chi, mind, body, all of this has to work together. Basically, what I've been doing all of my life is trying to create a mythology that works for me. Finding a mythology that is created by the circumstances in my life and attaching, gathering information, data, listening to people. Through teaching, you learn an awful lot about yourself and about others. But the conflict of why you do what you do has to come into some balance. So I work a full-time job as a baker, and I work in front of 450-degree ovens, and I've been doing that for 30-something years. Wanting to break the school out, and it is slowly through what's happening today, through camera, through video, and what we're doing, reaching out to people, and it's starting to grow very little. But I always wanted the school to be based more on substance, not on material. If you were really truly to develop a learning center, these learning centers, and if you look at the politics of our educational system today, education should really be something that is free. We want people to become educated. We want the people to grow. We want people to learn more. We want people to do better. You want to make people better citizens. Well, why do you have people that can't afford to go to a school, a college, still living in the ghettos or still living in the slums? Why do we have people still starving to death here in the United States? Material. A true learning center would be based on substance, where people would come in and truly attach to different teachers, different ways that, you know, like you may have explained it as an element. You may be attracted to a wood element, metaphorically speaking. You may be attracted to an earth element. So the earth element who's teaching may be more appealing to who you are and what you are and to the substance that you're trying to find. But if you mix the two to a point, that's where the conflict of balance has to come. And I would say that was a personal conflict with me all of my life until I discovered that things just have to move the way that they have to move. But you have to stay dedicated to who and what you are. You can't replace that by putting the material ahead of the substance. You guys, or the people I teach, I don't see as material, I see as substance. Though the material comes in because, yeah, you need support, you want the school to grow, and everything works on a system of material. I mean, if you walked into a school that was set up like the school in the movie The Matrix, or, you know, when you had the dojos, I mean, a lot of schools today, when you walk into the schools are beautiful, and you want to join just because of the way the school looks. It's material. But it is important also to have that there. You know, I think you can't have one without the other. You can't. I can't do it. You can't do it. I don't think anybody can really, truly do that. With the exception of some of the mythologies that went, like Christ, or people that were on a whole different mission. But that's a mythology. You know, that's based on a goal, I think, that we would all like to achieve. But I don't believe my abilities come from material. And I don't believe they just deal or resonate in the mind. The mind or the brain has the idea to pull things together, but the substance comes from the heart. It's got to be real. So what you do, if you're teaching, it has to be real. If there's two little children, and they're next to you, and you're the father of one little child, and there's another little child, right? And they're both going to fall off of this cliff. You would reach for your child first, because that's what you would do. You would try to save your child first. And again, that comes into the material. That's how difficult it is. I know that if there was two little children there, one was mine, I would reach for my child first, because that's just, I have love for that child. But true substance has no discretion. I'm not that good. I don't think anybody is. You know, I would obviously try to reach for both of the children. You know, but if you have a choice, you're going to go for the child. Now, what if that child, you have your child, and the woman that you love there, who bore the children? Obviously, the woman's going to yell, "Take the child," and she's going to fall off the cliff, most likely.